What's up, homies? I'm Daniel Rumbles.
I'm S.A.G.A Emcee.
And this is the show no one asked for, Ep.2. Welcome back, everybody. We're getting into it. I love it. This is second.
What do you love?
I love this fucking show. I love that we're doing it. What the fuck?
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I love it too then, yeah. It just you
Do
seem very
you?
happy right now for no
I do.
fucking reason.
I'm happy with it's consistent.
It's
Episode
good.
2. This
Right,
is
yeah.
this is an achievement, bro. It's not a one-off. This is an achievement.
It might be
It's
a
an
2-off, but it's okay.
yeah. I quit after this.
Right?
I quit after
The
this.
sequel wasn't better than the original and it's
No,
over.
right. It's over already. No.
Yeah.
But like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We are back. We're gonna give you an episode every week, and I'm happy to do it. Obviously, my co-host thinks I'm too happy, but that's how it is. Oh, actually, one of our viewers left us a comment. It was pretty cool. It was an interesting question.
Right.
It was about our last episode, but I still want to go over it. I wrote it down here.
Sure.
I believe it was Carlos. I'm not sure. I forgot. I think it was Carlos, right? The username that used it. But yes, what he asked was, do you think we were talking about movies and we were talking about Madam Web, just to add context about it. And you had said something when I said something about Madam Web and watching it. You said something about Madam Web. Yeah, but we already knew that was gonna suck before we watched it, right?
Right.
So
I didn't think it was gonna be good at all, so that's why.
there we go. So this fool asked, do you think we as people get influenced more now to sway our opinions about something before you even see or hear about it?
Right.
So what do you
So
think?
I commented on his comment. And I said yes. Right. I feel like we see these things and if someone leaves a bad review or someone says some negative shit, we're like, oh man, this is a waste of time. And like I said, time is money, right? And we don't got a lot of it. So we were like, I'd rather just skip it. Sometimes that's how I feel a lot of the time, right? But then I also said on the other side of that, right? Sometimes we want to see how bad can it really be, right? And then it becomes one of those, it's like, damn, they said it was terrible. And I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I find myself in that position where like Rotten will give it like 0. And I'm like, 0. I'm like, damn, let me watch this trash, please. I want to see how bad it's 0, you know?
Yeah. I agree and disagree. So I agree in that yes, it's a fact that when we grew up, we would find out about movies being made when we would go in theaters and sit and then see a trailer. And we'd be like, what? They're making that movie? Like, we didn't have Twitter or YouTube or any of that. So I think just by a fact, like it's a factual statement. Yes, our opinions are swayed before we even see anything because we're just exposed to so many opinions before we even go see a thing. So I think it's inevitable to do it. And
Right.
more so, I agree with your point that sometimes we want to see because we're curious because we've already developed the opinion that something is bad. So even if something is bad, like Madam Web, we'll be curious to go see it. Like, how bad is this? But we talked about this the other episode, and this is where I kind of slightly disagree. Like, I don't put all my stock in like these other people's opinions. So I'll listen to an opinion and I go, great, that's cool, you have that opinion, that's sick, and you might be right, sir, you might be right, but like, I don't put much like stock in that. That's why I don't make full-blown decisions about going to see or not going to see a movie on Rotten Tomatoes or like reviews I see or comments or see. So that I don't do. I don't look at Rotten Tomatoes or anything or even a trailer sometimes, and I don't go, oh, I'm definitely not watching that.
Right.
I just go, either I'm more interested or I'm less interested, but I don't know. And I don't necessarily, again, we weren't arguing about it, but I was saying, like, just because even if I see a trailer or I see these opinions and it's trash, and even with my own opinion, I see the trailer and I'm like, this is trash. I still know the movie is different than the trailer. It's put together sometimes by people that didn't even make the movie. You know what I mean? So I definitely, I don't know. I take trailers with a grain of salt. I take like opinions with a grain of salt. I still want my own opinion, because when I'm sitting there like talking about Madam Web with somebody, I want to be able to say, I think, I think,
Right.
I think that this is this. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, I read that this is this, so I think it's this because the trailer, you saw it. So obviously the reviews are right. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of babbling, gish gallop that doesn't really mean anything. You know what I mean? And
Well,
so, you know,
to that point, like I no, and I get that. And for me, Rotten Tomatoes or fucking any other site or word of mouth, like that ultimately doesn't sway my decision. It's more like if I'm like, oh, I don't want to see this, I'm curious to see what everyone else was thinking, to just to see like if I'm gonna be the only one that thinks this way or not, right? And it doesn't make me, if everyone's like, oh, but I loved it, that doesn't necessarily make me be like, oh, well, maybe my opinion is wrong. Maybe, like
right,
I don't like, again, I don't give a shit about what anybody says. I'm gonna see it or not see it based on my own wants, right? But
right.
what I was gonna say is, I think what it does for me is like if someone's like, dude, the movie sucked ass, then I'm gonna be like, well, then I can hold off on seeing it in the theater. Like if I already was like, I don't care to see it in the theater, and someone said it sucked ass, I'm like, okay, cool, because I already didn't want to see it in the theater anyway, right? Like to me,
Mm.
like Madden Web is one that, again, I thought it wasn't gonna be good. It turned out not to be good. Will I watch it eventually? Maybe, but I'll watch it in the comfort of my own home on the couch where I can lay down. Like I'm not gonna go and sit down and make this a thing because it doesn't deserve it. That's why.
Yeah, but see, but I was telling you this last episode. I think even a bad movie is a good experience. So like
It is.
even though Madam Web was one of the worst, if not the worst movie I saw last year, um it was still a good experience at the theater. I was dying laughing, dude. I was like like literally every scene I there were scenes I couldn't breathe, dude. There were scenes that I was just like and like the crowd is laughing, like you're not the only one, like everyone's
Right,
like dying laughing together, like holy, they did this, they
right,
paid millions for this, whoa.
right.
It's a spectacle almost, you know what I mean?
And
So
I've been in audiences like that where like,
right,
okay, we're in all in on the joke, right?
yeah,
But I've also gone to things where I was like, man, like this is gonna hit, right? And I watch and there is no reaction.
right,
Like for instance, we saw Wolverine Deadpool, right? Deadpool Wolverine, right? We went
yeah,
in, we're like, dude, this shit's gonna be fucking dope. We went to see the
yeah,
movie and we saw it on Thursday.
yeah,
Like usually diehard fans are on the Thursday, you
yeah,
know? We
yeah.
saw it on the Thursday and it was quiet, quiet as a church.
It was loud. Our row was
Our roll
loud,
was
dude.
loud, but then it was like, is anybody getting the jokes? Like, like it seemed like we stumbled in, like people stumbled in and were like, oh, what's happening here? Let's have a
Yeah,
seat. Oh, haha. Okay. But we were dying, right? But then I look and I'm like, oh my God. Like, and I'm looking and I'm like, huh, that's fucking odd that they don't care. Or they're just like, what's going on? So it's a mixed bag. Sometimes you get the crowd where everyone's like fucking cheering or laughing because it's not supposed to be funny. And
mhm.
then there's those crowds where you're like, dude, what the fuck is happening? Like, why'd you guys come to the movies then?
Yeah,
You know?
but see, even though I agree with that, I agree with that.
Right.
I agree. I'm not even disputing that. But even us agreeing here, like even in our agreement, I'm still saying screw off to the crowd. I'm still
Right.
saying like you said, we walked into a theater that it seemed like everyone was quiet. What did I care? I didn't care at all. I was
Oh, for
losing
sure.
my
Yeah.
mind, dude. I was losing it. I was losing
Right.
in my mind. Like that, the movie was amazing. It was so crazy cool, dude. And our row was like a concert, bro. Dude, you had to see it at the Chinese Man Theater with all the nerds, dude.
Well,
It was, oh my, it was a concert. People were not sitting during Deadpool and Wolverine.
right.
This did not get nominated for Jack Poop in the Oscars, might I add. Not even costume and design with
There we go.
Wolverine's iconic yellow suit. We did not even get nominated, which would have been the only contender. I'm not saying it would have won against Wicked,
Right.
but it would have been the only contender against Wicked, and they didn't even nominate Deadpool and
Right.
Wolverine. But that, dude, I'm telling you, the Chinese man theater, like, dude, we have to go. You have to go next time, like, to a big movie like that. I know it's not Deadpool, and Deadpool's your guy, so it's like to get that again. It's like I don't know.
No,
Maybe Secret Wars, you know?
the thing is, I got it for Endgame, so that was fucking awesome. I got it also the next night. I went to El Capitan and fucking saw it there, and everybody there was fucking ecstatic. So yeah,
Yeah.
I got the feels.
Cool,
Um,
cool,
I
cool.
was bummed that Thursday, but then I ended up going with Amy the next day,
Oh,
and
good.
yeah, it was a totally different crowd, and she got to enjoy it like it was supposed to be seen, and I was
Yeah,
just like, okay, like I can watch it now and kind of chill because I already know what's coming, so it's not like I didn't hear that joke or like I know I
right.
heard everything.
Now
But
you
shout
can
out
kind
to
of,
Carlos
yeah,
for fucking the comment, man.
yeah.
I don't know why I'm
Thank you,
flipping it
Carlos.
off, but yeah,
Thanks a lot, Carlos, for the
yeah,
question. And shout out to El Capitan and Amy. That's great. But also shout out to Blu-ray Angel. He did our timestamps for our
nice.
episode
Yeah,
one, and he's also the one that I went with to the Chinese Man Theater to watch Deadpool Wolverine. It was him,
there you
and
go.
we went
Yeah,
with Julius from Bumbling Cinema. But dude, I'm telling you, man, you're it was like Endgame. It was like that, and we were there at Endgame. I saw Endgame like I don't know, like 5, 6, 7 times in the
yeah.
freaking theater. Infinity War I saw
No,
7 times or more
it
than
was
that.
up. Yeah,
I saw it in the theater a bunch of times. This was like that. This Deadpool Wolverine was like that. Like you're standing up, you're like hugging people in the row behind you, like next to you, you're hugging them. It's like a you're like, oh my god, what? And you're just like hugging these people that you've never met in your life. You're never gonna see
right.
them again. It's freaking insane. But yeah, that's and imagine if someone paid attention to the Oscars. You wouldn't even watch Deadpool and Wolverine. You wouldn't even give
That's
it
yeah.
a
Well,
second.
that's why I'm
This
saying
uh-huh.
again. I'm not saying go and live and die by the sword of other critics because again, there's some of my favorite movies are movies that nobody likes.
Yeah.
It's just, like not nobody, but like there people are like, hey, it was cool or whatever. And I'm like, dude, I love that movie. So yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
Name
base it
one.
off on that.
Yeah, yeah. Name one. Name a movie you think nobody likes that you like. What's one movie
Um,
that nobody likes that you like?
Space Jam. I'm just fucking with
Everyone
you.
likes Space Jam, you jerk. What are you
Part
talking
two.
about?
Part two.
Oh,
This
stop
is the
it, dude.
best. I loved it.
You did not like that
No,
movie.
it
Stop it.
was it was okay, but no.
Yeah, it was
A
okay
movie
at best.
that not a lot of people like. Hmm. I have to think about that one. So like we'll come back to this, but trust me, there's a lot that I'm like, and then again, I'm not saying like they were total like disasters, but I think
Right.
the reception was kind of like, oh, that was cool. When I'm like, no, like I fucking like, and again, different movies do different things for different people, right?
Of
The time
course.
in your life, fucking who you're with, whatever. But yeah, there's just some movies that I'm just like, oh man, like that was
And
undeniable.
even within a mood of one person. So it doesn't even have to be necessarily a time in your life. It could just be a moment in the week that you're like,
Right,
no, I feel like I need to sit down and watch this movie, and then you watch it,
right.
and it's funny you say that you don't know, you don't know what movies like. I could spout out a bunch that I know people don't like that I'm like diehard about and I love and I don't care, dude. And but one thing you're like you're like, whoa, bro. No, I mean, let's go for it.
Don't
And
care. I
I
don't
know,
care who doesn't like it.
Street Fighter for one.
But
Let's
see,
go, dude.
that one is really really good because it's bad.
No, it's good
That's,
because it's good. It's good, dude.
I
It
can't. I
has
can't.
it has one of the sickest speeches in a movie ever in my life, and it's by Van Damme as Guile. When he gives that speech, dude, I wanted to go to war against the Pax Bisonica. Dude, Raul Julia gives a monologue that is so sick
Yeah.
in that too.
And him and what is it? Van Damme are the only two good pieces of that. Ryu and fucking Ken trash. Fucking Dalsum trash. Is Vega in it? Trash. Who else?
Zangief was sick.
Okay, yes, he was okay. He was
Yeah,
mid.
he
Fucking
was sick.
who else was there? Blanca.
Chun-Li was pretty good in it. Chun-Li was pretty good.
Blanca was trash.
Blanca was
Again,
trash.
again, as a kid, I was like, "Oh, this is sick." Watching it now, like I wouldn't even, I don't even show that to my kids.
What? You're
No,
insane, dude. You're
I'll show.
insane.
If I do, it's like, hey, this is what movies used to look like. Now we have this.
Nah, dude,
Then
that speech. I think it's because you haven't heard the speech from Guile in a long time. I think that's
maybe
what's going on.
right.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
I'll
know,
check it out.
I'm
I'll
gonna
check
get
it,
on
and
my
I'll
boat.
see how that was made.
Yeah, no, it's like, yeah,
Now,
it's
speaking
it.
of things being made, though,
Yeah,
this weekend we had a fucking film shoot.
let's
We shot.
go. Yeah, we
You
did.
know,
We shot, and this one was a little bit trickier, right, than like normal
right,
shoots that we've had. I mean, this was the first time that you were on camera, right?
right. For this fun, yeah. Like it
Yeah.
was cool. It was a different setting. I enjoyed it. Again, there was a little bit of there was a lot of chaos, but controlled to a point, you know. And I hope that when the edits happen, that I did my job, right? That's kind of what you want, um, at the end. And I had
Yes.
that fucking dude. So part of the scene is me in a mosh, right? And I'm not gonna lie, like I was a little winded.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
a little winded, right? And like I remember coming out and I was telling you, like, hey man, I'm getting a little old,
The
you know?
cardio's not there.
No, man. That's it. And that I already knew because I have two kids and fuck, they're always trying to play and run and play tag and I'll be good for a good 5 minutes, but then I'm slowing down and they're like, let's go. And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
No,
know,
I feel.
but but I went outside,
Mhm.
and then there was this dude, like, I mean, how tall do you think this guy was?
He was probably like 6'5", 6'6".
I
He
don't
was
know,
tall.
6'6". That's I would say 6'3" maybe. I'll give him
He was tall,
6'3".
dude.
Yeah, but
He
we're
was
also not
he
as
was
tall as
taller. He was taller
3.
than me. I'm 6'5".
Okay. Anyway, and on stilts or what?
Just
With the stilts?
yeah. I'm 6'5", dude.
So to let the viewers know, I'm talking to this other guy. This guy is on something and he's walking by, you know, and I think he's just gonna pass on through, and he
Yeah, he was like
stopped
a homeless dude.
right.
Yeah,
He's and then he stops in front of me, like fucking like close, right? And I'm just like, again, I'm not gonna react because he's not doing anything to like provoke an attack, right? But then he's just kind of in my face, and I'm just like, yeah, and I'm just like, hey, back up, dude. And then he backs up, and then he talks to like one of the other guys that are there, and he was just like, like saying shit, and he's like, I'm just acting, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, and I'm like, just don't get in my face, like it's
yeah,
simple instructions, back up, don't get in my face. Like I wasn't
yeah,
being crazy, you know, like I wasn't like fucking do any of that shit. And then all of a sudden you see it like snap in his fucking brain, like this fool is a problem. Like, you know, like I
yeah,
have a problem with this guy. And then he
yeah.
just started talking more shit, right? And then he walked away and I can hear him just like, you don't think I'm like that? You don't think I'm about that? And I'm just like, here we go. You know, and I
Mhm.
told my wife, I told her, I'm like, dude, in that moment, I was looking around. I'm like, well, Daniel's here, right? So I'm like, I know one person here that's down, right? So I'm like, cool. I felt like it's not like some like people are just gonna be like, yo, what's happening? If I had to throw down, right? Because this guy was a
Right,
big dude, you
right.
know. So I was like, all right, cool. And on top of that, I was thinking, I was like, man, dude, imagine I just get fucking stabbed and die at this fucking on this shoot. That's like, and then Amy's like, dude, at the end of the shoot of the movie, it
In
shows in
memory,
memory,
it's
all for a fucking independent film. Like I'm, you know. But I was thinking, I was like, man, like, and my thing was like in my mind, I was pissed, right? Because I'm like, dude, like you're making this a thing, and it's not even my fault. You know, like
Mhm.
I was being totally fine and just chill. And I'm like, hey, just, you know, back out of my face, back away. And I told him, you know, don't get in my face. And he's over
Yeah,
there talking shit or whatever. Now he's on the curb. And I'm like pissed inside because I'm like, dude, this is going to become a thing. And now we're going to fucking miss the shoot. You know, like now people
yeah.
like it's going to be an issue because some dude didn't like that. I told him to get the fuck out of my face, you know, without saying get the fuck out of my face.
Right, right, right,
Like it
right.
bugged me, you know? But
Yeah.
anyway, and the crazy part is, you know, people are people, right? But the dude I was talking to didn't even like I don't think he was aware of what was happening because he was
Yeah.
just talking and I'm like turning away from him so I
Yeah.
can clock the other guy,
Yeah.
from
Right.
the side, and I'm just like, like I
And
was
the
like,
dude's
dude,
still
like I don't,
talking to you like nothing.
right, and
No
I'm just like, you didn't see this big ass dude in my face, like he wasn't even like,
faced.
and which is good, kudos to him, right? But at the same time, I'm like, hey, I don't want to be rude. I'm kind of giving you the shoulder because now this fool I can't even see, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm
Hmm.
like, well, Daniel's over here, so at least Daniel's seeing him. And I saw you, I see you like, surveying the situation. So I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I still don't want to just be like, all right, fuck it, you know? I don't want to be like,
Yeah.
hey, Patrick, move.
Well,
Saga, get
yeah,
out of there.
I know, and that's what was crazy is like so to add context for the viewers, we're shooting at a rock show, right? And this rock
Yeah,
show is just like kind of it's this venue. It's right on the sidewalk. It's right by the street. It's not like enclosed somewhere or you drive in a driveway or gated off or parking lot. No, it's literally like it's this little venue. Eastside
right,
Cafe. Shout out to Eastside Cafe in El Sereno, but they it's right there by the sidewalk, and the rock bands were playing, and then you got to mosh, and then you came out to kind of talk to the crowd that was just outside on the sidewalk,
right,
right? And that's when this dude kind of like walks up, and I'm already looking at him like, who's this dude? Like I was trying to, not even in a bad way, I was just like, oh, does he know somebody here or whatever?
right.
And then he turns to us, so like we're by the street, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's the big sidewalk, and then there's the venue you walk in, and the dude was in between that, and he turns to us, but he turns specifically to you. And then gets in your face and then is like and is like he said some shit, right? He said something like
Yeah,
you want to fight or some weird shit, right? Some shit.
right.
And then
Yeah, and that was the thing. I think that's what he said because I was like, dude, back up, like get out of my face, dude. Like,
yeah.
and then that's when he's like, I'm acting. I'm just fucking acting. I'm like, okay, don't get in my face. Like, simple,
So
you know?
dude, so that's the thing is like right when he got up into your face, I don't know if you saw, but I literally sandwiched him. I was immediately right behind him. And it's funny that you say you didn't want to get stabbed because the thing I was looking at was his hand because his one
Right.
hand
And
was holding his backpack and his other
yeah,
hand
I
was in
saw
his
that.
pocket. So I
Right.
was literally staring at his hand and he didn't see me. So as soon as his hand came out of his pocket, either to punch you or to stab you or something, I was going to jump on his arm and snap it. You know what I mean? Like I'm arm barring the shit out of that. You know what I
But
mean?
that's why I told him to back up because he was there too long to where I'm like, yo, like you need to move because I don't know what you're gonna do. So I need to
Right.
create the space, right? And again, I
Right.
didn't want to like, but you know, because I wasn't, again, any situation like that, I'm never like panicked, but at the
Yeah.
same time, like I don't want to be in a bad situation, right?
Right.
But at the same time,
Right.
I'm like, I'm here already. Like, why do I got to move, right? So then I'm like,
Right.
you need to move. Like, if he didn't move, then I would have taken a step back because I'm like,
Right.
okay,
Right.
this fool's been fucking listening, right?
Right.
But he moved back, and I was like, cool. But then that's when he started acting even crazier, and I was like,
Yeah.
just don't get in my face, dude. That's it, like, you know?
That's why I say you're a better man than I, because I think I would have cracked him in the freaking face. Like if he would have got that close, like I want to fight, and then
Yeah,
said the words I want to fight. I'm a dudist. I'm literally. You can even check. I'm an ordained dudist priest. No joke. And you can be one too. The dude obliges, man. The dude
really.
obliges, and that's what we do. If that dude gets in my face, literally like this close, and is
He,
like,
he
he
wasn't that close. That's different. I would
was
have
like
fucking just
this.
headbutted him, but
He was like this. He
no,
was like
yeah, we
this
were
to me.
making out.
He was
Hey,
going like this.
get
Yeah.
out of my face. Get out of my
Julie,
face, Doc.
Julius got footage of it. He's gonna add like a romance aspect to your
Nice,
character.
nice. I find myself at the mosh, and I'm like, hey, dude,
Yeah, no,
what's
that's
up?
and then, but maybe you didn't throw the punch or the elbow or the headbutt
Right.
straight to the face. Maybe you didn't because you got headbutted. You were concussed from the mosh pit because you got
That's no. So
you were
when I got hit in the mosh pit, like
yeah.
it was weird because it didn't phase me as I, or maybe it did, and I was like flash KO'd. I'm just like, you know, I
Where's
stumbled
Herb
out and I
Dean?
started talking
Herb
shit
Dean.
to that guy.
Herb Dean saved me.
No, but so the crazy part too is after that happened, like you were getting ready for your scene. the dude was still lingering, right? And I'm just like, okay. And he was still talking shit from the fucking corner or from the sidewalk. And
Yeah.
then we kind of went inside. You went back out to get ready. And I was like, and so I was like, I made it a point here. I was like, man, I don't, and then this is where to me, I have that like the logical part where I'm like, I don't need to make this a thing. You know, I already stood my ground. I told him to back the fuck up. You know, he backed up. Done, right?
Mm.
For me to go back out there and make it a thing, because and we talked about this too. Like you noticed, like the dude was only kind of worried, or not worried, but only like thinking about me for some reason. Like because I had
Yeah.
that interaction with him, everybody
Yeah.
else faded away.
Yeah.
But it was just like he was just dogging me, and I was just like, I would look and I'm like, oh, that fool's still dogging me, cool. And
Yeah.
then I was
Because
inside the venue, and then I was like, I don't need to go back out for any real reason, and I don't need to make this a thing. Not out of like I'm scared. Like it was just
yeah.
like, if now we get in an altercation, now
Mm.
the shit gets shut down, right?
Right.
Cops come
Right.
or whatever, or someone can get
Right.
injured, and then boom, you know. And now we don't have the shoot.
No, that's why like I'm not hesitate. Like if you get in my face like this, like it's not that
Right.
I'm a tough guy or nothing. It's actually the opposite. I don't know you and I'm terrified. So if you're gonna get
Right.
this close to my face and then tell me verbally that you're gonna hurt me, then
Right.
we're already in a fight. I'm not fighting you. Like we're already in the fight. We're in the fight. You're this close within arm's reach, and you told me you want to physically harm me.
Right.
We're in a fight. We're now in a fight now. So now
But the thing is, he wasn't that close to me. Like he wasn't this close. If he was this close, dude, like that's different to me. He was rubbing on my nose. Like it was like,
you guys were Eskimo kissing. You guys were
no,
Eskimo kissing.
not even. No, there was you
You
could
were
have
like,
fit
no, we
another.
were French, bro.
Yeah, you could have fit another person and a half in front. He was just close to where I could have fucking just hit him for sure.
Yeah.
But that's why I told him back up. And that was my thing. If he didn't back up, then that's when it would have been different, because I'm like, I don't know what this fool's going to do. And I'm not going to give, like, the chance was back up. I'm trying to be civil here. And he backed up. I'm like, cool. You know, but yeah, but on top of that, dude, so I don't know if you noticed this. So I'm after I'm in there and you're getting ready, he was like on the phone or something. Cause, you know, I'm watching him to make sure, you know, everything's kosher. Right.
Right.
And then he's like on the phone. It looked like he was like talking, I don't know to who. And then this fucking, I don't know if you noticed, there was like a cholo that came in. Did you notice a
Oh,
cholo?
kind of.
Okay, so this dude, this fucking cholo, like he gets to the door and he looks down at the dude because he's sitting down, and he starts talking to him, and then he comes in. So in my mind, I'm like, did this fool just like call like a homie from the like from down the block or some shit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it just
Yeah.
seemed like, hey, fuck this fool. And then boom, a dude's there, right? And I'm just like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. And so now I'm like trying to watch the show and like look at the dude that's at the door. And the crazy part is when he came in, he was already looking at me. Could have been by coincidence, right?
No, it was
But
coincidence because that dude was just talking to him because he was like on the floor. He was because I was out there.
right,
So when he was talking to him, he was kind of talking to him like, "What's up, man? Like, what's up?" Like it wasn't like, "Hey, what's going on here?" You know what I mean? Like,
right,
fill
right,
me in. Who was it? You know, it was
right.
the dude that just kind of showed up, noticed this
But I
dude.
don't know that.
Right, you don't know that. You
Yeah.
don't know that. I was outside, and then you were already facing the band inside. You had no idea. So you just
Right.
see this random dude come in.
He comes in and he's
Now he's
already
doggy
looking
at
at
you.
me.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm just like, what the fuck? Right. And so I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like in my mind,
Mm,
I'm like, so now like I just came here to do a fucking scene, dog. Like I'm not
yeah.
even like, what is
Yeah.
going down? Right. So then, and
Yeah.
every time I would look back just to, you know, clock him,
Mhm.
he'd be looking at me. So I'm like, what the fuck? Right. So I'm just, you know, I'm not going to be like rushing that fool unbuck style, fucking kneeing him and shit. You know, so then I'm just minding the situation, right? And I'm like, okay,
Right.
cool. He's not coming closer. I'm here. I'm chilling. We're good. And then eventually he just walked out, right? But that other
Right.
dude just fucking stayed the whole fucking time.
No, I don't know if you saw, but the dude pulled out this giant bottle of Jack Daniels.
I didn't even
And
see that now.
dude, he was just pounding right there on the sidewalk in front of the door, just like kind of.
No.
And that's the thing is like I know he was dogging you,
Yeah.
and he wasn't really dogging anyone else. And then you know how I know is obviously I was there, but the other reason is because you saw how I got. Every time I looked at him, I was looking at him like, dude, let's freaking do this. Like,
Yeah.
are we gonna do this or what? I was literally looking at him like, try me, please. Like, please try
Yeah.
me if you want, if you like. I'm ready. This dude's having a conversation. I'm free because I was like off to the side a little bit. So then I literally just turned to him and I just
Yeah.
started dogging at him. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything to you. I was
Yeah.
literally just focused in on him. And when he would look at me, he would smile like, oh, like come on, oh, come on, like not wanna. He didn't give me the same energy that he was giving you. You know what I mean? And I was giving him that energy, like, dude, come on, give me that energy. And he just wasn't giving. He was fixated on like hating your ass or something. You know, it
I don't know,
was
man.
crazy, dude.
And
But
that was
he
the
did
thing. Like
say,
the whole time I was there, I was like, dude, this fool's gonna try something. So then, like after he left and he was just lingering, I'm like, it's eventually gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like I'm
right,
like just waiting for it to happen to be like, oh, okay, fuck it, like we're doing this, right? But again,
yeah,
like my whole thing is this wasn't like at some bar or some spot where if the night ends, the night ends. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like I was still kind of mindful of like, man, I would hate for this fucking production to be over, right?
yeah,
Um, off of some shit that I could have avoided, which that's what I did. I was like, there's no need to fucking, because again, at the same time, it's like that fool was one against everybody there. Not to say that everybody's going to fucking stomp him out, but it's at least 2-on-1 at this
yeah.
point,
At
you know?
least, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I
Yeah.
was like, dude, I would have blown out that knee with a low kick. Like, oh my goodness, dude, right to
Shattered
the
your knee in the
kneecap.
process.
Boom.
Yep. No,
No,
but
but
yeah, like, go
he would
ahead.
have shattered. The dude was like probably a bum. I don't know. I couldn't even tell. But
You
like,
never know,
it,
dude.
yeah. I know. They're just durable as shit. Like,
He's all,
they've been hit by cars and trains and shit. Yeah. So,
yeah,
no, but when we were out there, when I was out there getting ready for my scene, my part of the scene,
yeah,
um, so Leslie was putting on my the black makeup for the mask and stuff,
right.
and Julius comes out and he's kind of giving me some direction. We're kind of talking about the scene. And that's when I gave him the heads up because we hadn't been able to talk. He was shooting for the bands, you know?
Right.
And when he comes out, I like kind of gave him the heads up. Like as I'm getting the makeup in, I kind of like tell him quietly, I'm like, hey, that dude right behind her that's sitting on the floor right there, just be careful with that dude. Like, you
Right.
know, nothing's happening. Just be careful with that dude. He kind of got in Patrick's face. He didn't say anything too crazy, but got in Patrick's
Yeah.
face. He's like, "Oh, this guy right here," and I was like, "Yeah, that dude right there drinking out of that massive bottle right now." This is like, "Oh shit!" And then he's like, "All right." And so then as Julius is kind of like going in and going out, the dude just starts like yelling to the sky, kind of like randomly, and he's just like, "Why are you portraying African American people like that?" Because they were painting my iPhone black.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they were painting it black for the mask. And Julius like, "Hey, don't pin that on me, man. I'm not like that." And it like, why? Don't entertain.
I know.
Don't have this debate with this. Yeah, it's Julius is like giving him the points of like why he's not racist. I'm like,
Right.
no,
Yeah.
like no, dude, this dude, he's just saying you're race. Don't bite.
Right.
Like, don't even bite. But
Dude,
it was just funny to me. I was like, yes, we're doing blackface right now.
it's funny that you say that too, because I heard you like talking to Julius or whatever, and then like, you know, cause I was watching, right? So I can see the interaction or whatever. And then when he
Yeah,
came in, he came and again, shout out to Julius. Like, you know, he just wanted to check on to make sure I was good, you know,
yeah.
but he came in and he's like, you good, man? You okay? As if
Yeah.
like the dude assaulted me and I, you know,
Well,
like I just, you know, hey, no, okay. No, not happening. It didn't happen.
he he got this close, dude.
He did it? Okay. That is,
He got
I
this
wish somebody
close.
recorded it. Yeah, we're just like that, just nose to nose.
He went like this to your nose, and you just went,
I got secondhand intoxication because he was so close that I can breathe the Jack Daniels down, and I was just
oh man,
getting
yeah.
drunk by the second.
You got
No,
all the
but
Hep
dude, like
C's.
it's one of those things. So like we it's weird because like I've been in situations like that before.
Mm,
You know, there's situations where I've like tried to help people get out of situations where you know it's just not, it's not, there's no reason for it, right?
right.
Like there was a dude, and it was me and Amy, we were at some like concert or some show and we were leaving, and this dude was fucking just like yelling racist shit, right? And this dude, like, this other guy was with his girl and he was like kind of just walking off, and then you just see the snap, like in his head, he's just like, man, nah, fuck that guy, you know? And he turns and he's like going, he's like, what the fuck you say? And the guy's just mouthing off, right? And then it was one of those where it's like, dude, the guy with his chick, he was not in the wrong, right? But at the same time, it's like, why make your night bad, you know? Just carry on. Because my thing is like the girl was like, dude, like just leave him. And I'm just like, hold on, Amy. And I was like, hey, dude, hey, he's not even worth it, dude. Like there's no need to get like your watch fucking scuffed up or any of that shit, or the police come and now have to point out who did what. And I was like, dude, it's not even worth it. And I did one of these to the guy. I'm like, it's not even worth it. And he looked at me, he's like, all right, cool, man. And like he bounced. And the guy was still talking shit, but it's like, again, you would have probably handled it differently. But at the same time, I'm thinking like there's no need at that point. Because let's say he fucking blasts that dude, right? He hits the floor, dead. Not for some drunk idiot, like who wasn't gonna stand a chance. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Like I looked at him
yeah.
and I was like, this fool is not a threat. He's just working you because you're playing into him being racist as shit. And again,
True.
I
So,
understand the whole point of like he deserves it because he's fucking racist, but you know,
well, no. So that's the thing is like people get me wrong, right? For like, I'm making faces, I'm making fun of you, and I will forever. But the thing is,
good,
it's like, I'm not. It's not a tough guy thing. It's
right,
dude. I don't know you, and I don't owe it. I don't owe it to
right,
you to know you. I don't owe it to you to know that you're not gonna hit me. I don't owe you that, dude. I don't owe
right,
you that grace, man. I don't know you. It's not that I'm tough. It's actually, again, like I said it before, it's that I'm terrified. If you get close to me within arm's length, dude, you're not getting close. Like Uncle Chael said. Uncle Chael said, "Don't get close, man. Don't get close, dude. You don't get close." Whoever like,
right.
and again, just like Uncle Chael said, and my dad said, and everybody, you let them hit you first. What? There is no second hit
Right,
after that. There's no second
right,
hit after that. If you do the whole backup thing when you're already backed up, hey, back up, don't stop. Once you cross that line,
right.
we are already fighting now. Like if you don't have to throw a punch for us to be already fighting. If I
For
come
sure, I
at you
get
like
that. Yeah,
I'm gonna hit you, I'm gonna hit you, and then now I'm in your face, dude. I'm
right,
gonna like you don't know, like you don't owe me understanding, you don't owe me nothing like that. You just are trying to get back to your babies. So it's like that
right.
you have to now, it's not that you're a tough guy or anything like that. It's now you have to defend yourself, self-defense. And so,
Oh yeah.
I just think we've I don't want to say feminized, but we've like kind of like pussified our society so much where like that's not an expected rule when that's how we grew up on the playground. Like it was that was literally like a playground simplistic law. Like it wasn't something that we had to take to court to go to interpret the Constitution. No, we were on the
Right,
playground. Dude, if you got close to me where your hands can hit my face, I'm gonna hit your face first. If I already
right,
obviously we're friends, we can hang out, whatever. But if I'm telling you like, dude, back off, I think you might hurt me. Can you please just not get near me? I don't care. Talk all the shit you want. But if you
right.
get near me, like that, like the racist dude, yeah, I agree. I wouldn't care if the dude's like, 10 yards away, 5 yards
Yeah,
away,
he
and
was
he's
not
like
close.
yelling
He wasn't
racist.
close. Yeah,
Yeah, who cares? I agree. I wouldn't care. Maybe my younger self, I would have done something, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, now we have kids, we have jobs, like not that I didn't have a job before, but I cared much less about that. I cared more about my ego, right? And my pride.
right.
But now I agree with you. If we can evade, then evade. That's winning. That's a victory, right? But if
Right.
once you cross a certain threshold, like it's not your choice anymore, dude. It's not my choice, buddy. I'm sorry. Like now we're in it. Now it costs you something to get to cross that threshold. You know what I mean?
And
So
that's
it,
why
it
I want the audience to be really clear that the dude wasn't like this to me. Like, he wasn't that fucking close to me. He was within arm's reach. Yeah, he wasn't like this. What's up, dog? Like, no, he was in within distance. If he moved forward, then yes. But he decided to move backward, which
Right.
actually I was surprised because again, the dude was way bigger than fucking me. He was like
Yeah.
3 of me, or fucking
Yeah.
4 of me, and like 6'3". And that
Yeah.
was my thing. When I told him to back up, I was like, this way ain't gonna do it.
Mm.
Like in my head, I was like, this way ain't gonna do it. And that's when I ran in. I was like, damn, am I gonna get fucking stabbed right now? Nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
And then he backed up, right?
Mm.
And then that's when he decided to just flip the script and be like, yeah, listen, I'm just acting, and then just
Yeah.
get crazy again. So I was like, wait, what? But
It's
yeah, no,
crazy.
and I agree with you. Like,
Mm.
yeah, like if it's a situation where it's like, yeah, you're too close. And I agree with the whole Chael Sonnen thing because that was Vanderlei and him. You're too close, man. You're too close. And then he fucking,
Yeah.
went for it. But yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I was calm and I was like, this fool's not that close to me. He's close enough, but not to where I'm
Right.
like, he can get me. Had he moved forward, then that's when I would have been like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I would have just ran.
Right. No, yeah. No, I was like the whole time I thought this dude doesn't see that I'm about to fucking destroy
Yeah.
his kneecap. Like he
And
had no idea.
that's also a thing too. Like when you're aware that like, and again, like the interaction I was having with him was a one-on-one interaction, right? Like I wasn't thinking like Daniel's got me, Daniel's got my
Mm.
back, like I was like, no,
Right.
hey, this happened, cool. Now that you're further away and now you're still talking shit, oh, Daniel is paying attention to this, awesome.
Mm.
So if you now lunge at me, I am already ready, but I know now also that dude on my left has got my back.
Yeah. But
So
you
yeah,
should just assume that, dude. You should just
no, I
assume that going in.
no, and it's not that I didn't assume it. It's just
Right. Right.
this was a one-on-one
Right.
conversation,
Right.
and then once he
Because
backed
he was
off, and
super
then
because he was this close. So it was 1-on-1, right? It was like
yeah, right. After we stopped making out, and I was like, we can't do this anymore.
yeah,
Okay,
dude. Trump
you need
said,
to
man.
leave.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and so and yeah, but anyway, that blew over, and it was what it was, but
What
dude,
I
yeah,
was gonna
I've been.
I was
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna tell this story. It's funny because my brother knows this story because this was the first time that the UFC was in Los Angeles. I think
Okay.
Lyoto Machida was fighting,
Yeah,
and
decades ago. You're old.
decades, dude, decades, bro. This is like almost 20 years ago. Almost 20 years ago. Isn't that insane? That's
I think
crazy.
I
Almost.
think Jesus was in the crowd for that one.
Yeah, he was. He only he only bet a small parlay, but
Right.
but yeah. So we're watching it. We're hyped, right? First UFC event at the Staples Center. Boom. We're so amped, right? Back when it was a
Right.
Staples Center, and then and then so the fight's over, the card's over. We're walking out, right? And it's me, my brother. It was a lot of my brother's homies. But me, my brother, and his best homie, or like one of his best homies, not his best homie, Patrick Riley. I think I've sent you some of his comedy clips. If if
Okay. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
if you haven't followed him, give him a follow. Patrick Riley comedy. He's fucking hilarious. He's super fucking funny. He's been traveling with like Bobby Lee and those fools. So like he's on his stuff. He's like doing repetition sets. He's super super funny. Anyways,
Right.
he was with his girl, right? And he was behind us, right? And so we're all kind of walking as a crowd, and we're walking down the stairs, down the stadium, and the whole time, this dude and like a few other dudes are drunk, and we're in our like they're young, dude. They're like 17, 18 years old. Like they're young. They're like barely
Right.
17, 18. And I was 24 at the time. So we're young, and these guys are like in their mid 30s, I want to say. And they're just talking shit to Patrick because he's the one like behind us. So the buffer between us, like, our group and their group was
Right.
Patrick and his chick. And so the dude's talking mad shit to the girl. I think he's saying disrespectful for shit to the girl, right? The whole time that we're walking out. And
Mhm.
finally, when like I don't even know what's going on. I thought the dude's just kind of talking, but I couldn't understand. So then I thought it was just like drunken talking that people do when they're kind of like, you know, rabbling through the crowd, you know, rabble,
Right.
rabble, rabble. And so I didn't pay much attention to it until we kicked the double doors open, right? And we're going out into the street. Now we're on the sidewalk right there, right? Like right out in front of the Staples, right? And or like it was on kind of on the side of the Staples Center. Anyways, we're coming out, and that's when Patrick decides to look. So he decides to turn around, and all he says is like, dude, and he says it
Right.
super happy, like not aggressive at all. He kind of like jokingly is like, hey man, like, is there something you want to say, dude? Because like you've been talking this whole time. Like, is there something, like, is there an issue? Do you need something?
Right.
And the dude cracks Patrick, cracks him in the face. My brother, because that's his best homie, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, like I literally was like, oh shit, we're fighting already. So I was already getting in fight mode. My brother was already in the air over my head, was already like over my, so because that's your best homie, right? So it's like
Yeah.
because I've done that where it's like I pop off before the dude even throws the punch. You know what I mean? Because it's like, don't talk to my homie like that. So my brother was like, that's his best homie, gets cracked in the face, and I'm ready to like, oh shoot, we're fighting. Like I'm already in that fight mode. Like, oh, we're in it. It's too late. We're in it. Like,
Right.
and I have to like, my homie got cracked. You know? No, my brother was like behind me, jumps over me, like cracks the dude in the face, and then we start going at it. And we're young kids, and we're fighting these like older dudes, right?
Yeah.
And we smashed, dude. We smashed them. We were outnumbered and they were older, and we still smashed them. And then there was one point where my brother was fighting a dude, right? And I was fighting a dude, and then I turn around because I'm done hitting one dude. Boom, boom, done hitting another dude. So I look at my brother, and my brother's like tussling with another dude. I put
Yeah.
him in a full Nelson, and my brother's like, oh, I swear he did the freaking Henry Cavill shit. Like, you know, oh shit. And he started going to his ribs, like boom, boom, hitting him in the face. And I'm just like holding the dude, like, and he's just getting cracked. And then at the end of it, they're done. And they were kind of wasted too. So they
Right.
were in no position to be fighting. And at that time we were training heavy, dude. We were training like every day, heavy at the gym, like all the time. And like Fight J at Fight Academy, we were at California Kickboxing at the time, now Strikers Inc., you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, we were training all the time. So we were excited, and we let it all go right there. Everything we were training, we cracked them. And then someone in the crowd was like the crowd surrounded us, and then they were like yelling, like, they're like 16, dude. You're like 40, you know? And the dude, then the homies start like I see them start panicking, you know, like
Yeah.
drunken panicking, and they're just like, oh, get out of here, man, get out of here, and they start running, and then the cops start coming, and I was fine because I was like, I didn't feel I did anything wrong, so I'm still standing in the circle like by myself, and Ariel and Patrick, they had gotten out because they had to get the girls out, you know what I mean? And they
Right.
kind of got to safety or whatever. And the crowd kind of took us too. They're like, get in here, the cops are coming. And so we kind of got in the crowd, and then they just like safely, you know, escort us away from the police so that we don't have to do any of that or whatever. But again, it's that like, see, Patrick, even Patrick waited too long there. He waited too long. You're like like, that dude doesn't owe you, and you don't owe him understanding.
Right.
You've never
Right.
met this dude. You're in arm's length. You have to be careful. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have turned around and asked him what the hell was his problem, but even in doing that, you got to be at a distance, you know, like a
Right.
certain safe distance to start talking. If you're gonna turn around aggressively, not that he did it aggressive. I'm just saying, like, if you know someone's aggressive and you're gonna turn around, you
You got to be
you,
ready.
you got to be ready. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna come or maybe not, but you're leaving it up to him. Do you really
Right.
want to leave it up to him? And of course, Patrick was young. You do not want to step in that dude's business. Like, you do not want to mess with that dude. He'll piece you up if you do. But I'm just saying, like, and he would piece you up then too. But I'm just saying he made the
Right.
like young mistake of like, come on, man, what's going on? And it's like, no, Patrick, not everybody's nice like you, dude. Like, not everybody's gonna just fucking laugh it off, dude. Some dudes will
Right.
crack you in the face. And yeah, but we handled our business. But that's just more to the thing, like you were saying, oh, maybe you would handle it different. Yeah, no, I definitely would handle it different. Like, that dude gets that big dude, especially a big dude like that, blast to the freaking kneecap, elbow to the freaking face, you to get to the back, choke him out, and then he's done, right? And then we go back to the show, we go back to filming, and then the police drag him off, you know? Like
Right. Yeah.
we get a real Poncho scene. Oh, dang. That would
And
have been
yeah, I mean,
sick.
that would have been cool, right? But I mean, you did a scene where you had to throw a kick, right? On
Yeah,
that
that
same
was
night, so
sick.
that was cool.
Yeah, and it's funny because we're talking about, the mix of reality with what we're doing, right?
Right.
And it's funny because the kick that I threw, I hadn't watched the Mauricio Hoofy fight against Bobby Green that happened
Right.
that night, dude. And I know
I know.
we were in between takes trying to like watch on like stupid streams and TikToks and stuff. We were like trying to watch, but like I hadn't seen the Bobby Green fight. I didn't see that,
Yeah.
and and then I threw the kick, and then when I see the Bobby Green fight, he threw the exact same kick. It's crazy, and I posted it on the IG if you guys want to see it. But it's literally the same spinning dragon whip's tail kick that Mauricio Hoofy used to put out Bobby Green. And Mauricio Hoofy is an amazing fighter. He's undefeated right now in the UFC at least, and he's part of this team called the Fighting Nerds, which are undefeated in the UFC. The next fighter that's coming up, I think, is Carlos Pratas. He's fighting Jeff Neal, which is going to be an awesome fight. But the Fighting Nerds are so cool. They wear the like nerd glasses together, and they like, and they just beat ass. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
And this fool spinning heel kick knockouts Bobby Green, puts him to sleep, dude. And Poncho did the same kick. Like it's just it's life imitates art. This shit's crazy, dude. This shit
Yeah.
it's so crazy cool. It's a Bruce Lee, it's UFC, it's Poncho, it's superhero shit. It's so awesome, man. But did you end up seeing some of the card? Because I know we were filming at at the same time as the card, so we couldn't really sit down and
Right.
watch the card like we know we like to do. And Alex Pereira is my favorite fighter, and he was fighting that night. And did you see that fight? Did you see that afterwards? Did you end up seeing it?
Right. So first off, the fucking, Bobby Green getting fucking KO'd was, man, like I like Bobby Green, yeah, but he's been on a slump getting fucking choked out, knocked out. So,
He
it
puts his
sucks for
hands
him.
down. He
I know.
puts his hands down to his knees, dude. Like like you're gonna get knocked out if you're
Right.
fighting dudes that know to throw a spinning head kick. Like your
Right.
hands are down to your knees, and he used to be fast enough to dodge, and you can see him try to dodge the way he used to, where he like
Yeah.
he like dodges out, but he's just not quick enough anymore to be doing that.
But I also think he didn't anticipate that to be a head kick because he rolls,
Yeah,
but there's no head cover at all. I think he's just like, oh,
none,
body,
none,
right? And then it
none.
just goes
Yeah,
over the top of that.
yeah,
Whack.
and skins him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it skins off the top of his
Right.
head.
But
But that's great. You're right. No protection. Like literally,
right.
not even like close. It was like literally no
Just
ding. Like
just like
yeah,
that, right? Yeah.
yeah, just like that.
I did
Got him.
see Alex fight, and I was not impressed. I was not impressed with your performance
With who? With who? With who?
with Alex's.
Dude, you're smoking crack
Now,
cocaine. No, 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 no. Okay, I don't want to sound like a shill. I agree with you. I'm trying to not be biased.
so
I
so
agree
so
with
here's
you.
the thing. I mean,
Okay,
first off, like the first round, I'll give it to him, right?
the
I
what?
give him I'll give him the first round, Alex.
And the third and the fifth.
Okay, maybe we watched two different fights.
No, we
The
saw the
second
same
one,
fight, dude.
dude, fool got fucking. He's lucky he didn't get finished because I think he yeah fucking I always forget how to say that fool's name.
Uncle Ieth.
Uncle Goliath, yeah. I don't
Kind
think
of like
yeah,
Uncle
right,
Ieth.
Uncle Goliath, yeah. I feel like he didn't want to put himself in any kind of jeopardy, right? So
Yeah,
he took his time, which was smart, knocked
right.
him down, and so then that round ended. But I just felt like the difference between him fighting and everyone else Alex has fought is that this dude literally didn't look like he was worried about anything that Alex could do to him. I felt like Izzy counterfight it, right? But you can tell he had that kind of like, damn, this fool's knocked me out 3 times already, like, or 2 times at that point, right? Everybody else they kind of walk him down, but then when you see him not backing down, then they're kind of like, oh shit, let me fucking change stances, right? The leg
Yeah,
kicks were on point. He was blasting those fucking legs. Alex was just standing there, like no head movement, no nothing, just And I don't know if it was like to show that I could take this, I can eat this, right? Or it was just like, I feel like the coaches were telling him, like, dude, you're just in front of him. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, move, you know?
Well, yeah. Uh-huh.
No, I was just
Well,
gonna
I
say, like,
think
I just felt like
uh,
he wasn't trying to evade what was happening, and the other dude was like, cool, keep eating this shit because it's not gonna feel good, and I'm probably gonna win like this. But go ahead.
well, no, but so that's my thing is like first off, I give him round 1, 3, and 5, and I rewatched it and I took out my bias for Alex, and I still
Right.
think Alex wins. I
Mhm.
just I do think it's close. I don't think it's a robbery. It's too close
No.
to call it a robbery. But and I agree. This is one of the least favorite performances of Alex. Like it's just it like it, take Uncle Ive out, right? Like
Right.
take him outside of that. It was like Alex himself had a shit like that wasn't him. I don't know. It just it didn't it just he didn't show up the way that he normally should. And he might have an excuse. Maybe his hand was broken. They say he had norovirus. They were saying and all this
Right.
excuses or whatever. But either way, he didn't show up that night. Right? He didn't show up that night. But I still give him round 1, 3, and 5. And even if we don't, I understand the toss up. Even if I understand the toss up, let's give it to Uncle Ive. Let's give it to Uncle Ive. Right? Let's
Mhm.
give it to him. Alex stuffed every single takedown attempt that Uncle I every single one. There it wasn't a 99.99999. Alex stuffed every single takedown attempt. Uncle Liev has been grappling and wrestling since he could walk. Alex Pereira picked up grappling last year. Like this dude, when he entered the UFC and was like, maybe I should grapple. And this
Right.
dude was able to stuff a Russian dude monster from taking him down every single time. Every single time. And I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. These Russians dudes, man. No. And yes, clap. But not only that, but like even again, if we even give it to Ankalaev, which I don't, but like let's say we give it to Ankalaev, it
Okay.
really, dude, really? So like it's these like tough guys like from Russia that want to neutralize the fight. So then they neutralize the fight using martial arts technique. I'll give them that. I'll give them that. They use martial arts technique where no one has an answer. So then they smother and neutralize the fight, right? And they'll
Right.
push you up against the cage or they push you up against they like smash you against the floor or they smash you against the cage and then they hold you there and then when the fight's over they go oh, yeah. And then their fan base is like, man, you're so hard. You're so gangster, dude. You neutralize the fight. And what I'll say is these dudes, they neutralize the fight. And it's like they want to act like tough guys, like they love violence because there's these fighters. No, you've developed a martial art which neutralizes violence, giving and receiving. You've
Mhm.
taken the violence out of the fight, giving it to your opponent and receiving it. You've just neutralized it. And because your opponent has no answer, we have to give you the victory because nothing happened. So then, and you just laid on him. So I guess we give it
Mhm.
to you. Wow, what a champion. What an awesome champ. How great for the UFC and how great for us, right? That we, for the fans, that we have this champion that will just lay on everybody and they neutralize him and successfully because that's martial arts and nobody has an answer. So I'm not disrespecting that, but I'm
Right.
also not going to pretend that they're missing the fight aspect of it, right? Because combat has I would say three aspects to it. It has the martial arts aspects, it
Mhm.
has the athletic aspect, and it has the fight aspect. It's a fight. So these are combat sports, but it has all these three things. And I feel like they've mastered the martial arts part of it. So then, but they avoid the athleticism, they avoid the and maybe not the athleticism, but
Yeah,
they
I was about to
definitely
say.
avoid the fight. They avoid the fight. They definitely do. And GSP used to be like that too. That's why you like GSP. That's why these fools. But I'm just saying, I'm tired of this shit, dude. I'm tired of like pretending that this shit is hard and gangster and like again. And this is reminiscent. They all do that. Khabib did the same thing when he said send location. That's one of the hardest UFC lines I've ever heard in my life. Send location. That's a gangster ass line. Send location. But stop talking, just send the location.
Right.
And you know how I know that's gangster is because when people would like start threatening or whatever, I text them my address. I wouldn't text them a whole like thing. I would just text them my address and when I get off of work, you can meet me at the lawn. And then I'd wait out there and then nobody would show up. Like, oh, okay, great. What was all that about? Why were you texting me all this stuff? I didn't text you anything back. I literally just get these long paragraphs. I fuck you, this, that. Oh, okay. Here's my address. Here's when I get off of work. Come and meet me. And then it's fine. Then we can solve this in less than 2 minutes. I don't have time to like text you a novel, dude. And so then Khabib has this send location line, which is so hard, is so dope. Conor McGregor on the other side of the stadium hears that this dude might be on the bus loading up to the stadium, immediately starts sprinting to that side of the stadium. And then when he gets there, grabs the dolly, starts throwing it at the bus. I thought you said send location. And that's the thing, is like you don't have to come and find me, dude. I'm coming to look for you. Like, what do you mean send location? I'm looking for you. And then when the dude is there, they have pictures of Khabib. Everyone's like even just having a normal human reaction, not even trying to be tough, just a normal human reaction of looking out the window, seeing McGregor lose his shit, and then they pan to Khabib sitting, hands folded, looking straight forward like this by himself, just sitting in the bus, not moving. I thought you said send location. I thought you said, oh, but that's because you're a martial artist. You're not a
Oh my
fighter.
God.
You're not a fighter. You're a martial artist, dude.
So
You know?
here's the thing with that. Like, yes, I agree, and no, I don't agree, because we saw what happened to Conor, and again, yes, you could say he neutralized, right, Conor, but he also knocked Conor. And again, I'm not a Khabib fan like that, right? I respect him for what he's done, but at the same time, there's other fighters that I think are more talented and better champions than he was.
Of
Um,
course.
but there's two
Pereira
things
is one of them.
that kind of stick out. Is one, he was one of the few to knock Conor down like that, right? With his fucking weird ass uppercut punch or fucking, and two, Conor in that fight at the end, he said like, hey man, it was only business, blah, blah. So it kind of like softened the initial attack, right? If I'm like, dude, fucking send him over here. I'll fucking find him. I'll kill him. And then shit happens. And then later I'm like, hey man, I was just trying to sell the fight. Then it's kind of like, oh, okay. Like I think Conor at that moment was probably heated, right? But at the same time, I think he was tipped. I think for him, if he got down, if Khabib got down, he would throw down Conor, right? But I also think he understood that it probably wasn't going to go that way. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it wasn't like out on the street where there was no cameras and there was nobody around and there wasn't security. Like, I think it was kind of one of those where it was like, we'll see what happens, but I think it's not going to go down that road. If it does, it does. But if it, so that's one thing, right? And then the other thing is Ankalaev, yeah, he didn't get any takedowns, right?
Mm.
But he fought, he punched, he kicked, like he had attack. Like, I don't think it was just him just trying to go for the takedown. Like, he fucking rocked Alex, you know?
Yeah, so I'll give him that. I'll give him like his boxing is way better than I thought it was, right?
Right.
So like I thought he was gonna like, don't you dare box with Alex, he's gonna knock you out. And no, that wasn't the case.
Right.
Similar with Khabib. Khabib, when I'll give him credit, when he fought Conor McGregor, on the stand-up, he was doing good. It wasn't like he needed to take him down immediately. He was trading with Conor, and it was pretty even exchange. If not, if I was gonna give some, I thought it was pretty even. But if I was gonna give someone the win on the stand-up, at least, I don't know, it might be Khabib, man. And then so Ankalaev, the thing is, it's like even if I am to grant that, it's actually even worse. I because then it's like, then why are you neutralizing the fight then? I don't understand, because even the Marabs that people will claim are like that, they go for submissions, they go for ground and pound, man. They go for ground and pound. Like they go, there's, yes, they wrestle, yes, they smother, but they're trying to throw elbows in there. They're trying to move for a submission. Even if they
Right.
know they're not going to get it, they go for it to make you nervous. There's some movement in the fight. It's not, I just can't imagine fighting you. Let's say we were fighters, and fighting you. Imagine this. I'm going there. We're in the locker room. We're training, and this is the difference between me and you, right? Let's say, right? We're both debating one side or the other. My side in my camp, everyone's around me training. You know, they're training me, and every day I'm saying, I'm gonna kill Patrick. I'm gonna kill Patrick. I'm gonna kill him, dude. When we get in there, when I get my hands on him, I'm gonna tear him apart, dude. It's gonna be a different dimension that I'm gonna send him to. He's gonna be acquainted with a different dimension. This is what's gonna happen. So this is the first time you're gonna see a human go into another realm, and I'm gonna be the vessel to take him there. You'll see. And then you're in training, and
Right.
you're with your coaches, and you're with all your homies, telling you you're the shit, right? And you're like, dude, I can't wait to like, dude, when I hold him, dude, Daniel's gonna have no answer for it. What, dude? Watch, guys. I'm gonna hold him so gangster. I'm gonna hold him down so gangster, guys. Right, guys? I'm gonna hold him down so gangster. Isn't that so sick? Like before they even go into the fight, they're just like, "This is my game plan." And it's like, that's okay. That's great. That's great because again, you're not without the rules, right? This isn't a
Right.
street fight. So I respect that. But then don't come out here and start acting like you're some tough dude. You're an athlete and you're a martial artist. You are not a fighter. You don't like the fight. You don't revel in the violence. You're not that type of guy. You're not that dude. I'd call out Izzy when he used to do that too. When he used to be like, yeah, I'm like Conor McGregor. No, dude, you're a counter fighter. You don't
Right.
go and get it. If no one engages with you, you'll engage with literally nothing. And we saw that with the Yoel Romero fight. You literally
That
just
is
stand
true.
and stare at your opponent. So it's like, no, you're not that guy. You do not step forward and throw punches. You do not bite down on your mouthpiece. Or you have. I saw you against Gastelum do it, but you are not that guy on every fight. You don't come out and just bite down on your mouthpiece and then just go and have a war of attrition. And I'm not suggesting that every fighter, or even the fighters that do that, I'm not suggesting that they do that every fight. I'm not.
Right.
I understand opponents are different, and you whatever. But I just hate this, like, you're cheering on this bullshit type of freaking combat fight. This is a dance. This is a violent dance. You know what I mean? And
Right.
this is no dance. Now you're just putting down your partner on the ground, and you're just like, man, what a shitty. I don't know. It's just it to me. It's like it's okay, yeah, sick. But like, if I was in the training room with you and you were telling me how your game plan was, how you were gonna, dude, watch this, Daniel. My opponent's gonna do nothing. I'm gonna hold him down. He's
Right.
not gonna have an answer to me. I would look at you and be like, that's cool, but I mean, that's cool for you, dude. I don't want to do. I don't know. I
Right.
wouldn't. I wouldn't be like, that's so gangster, dude. You're so hard. You're the hardest shit. You're so gangster. Like, no, dude, that's lame. And it's lame for you. It's lame for me. It's lame for the UFC to have champions like this. And
Right.
when it's so close, you give it to the dude that just smothered. That's who
Right.
you make mistakes with UFC judging all the time. And this time when it's this close, you're gonna mistake. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna
No,
give
I
it to
get you.
Ankalaev. What
Well,
you?
no, I mean, again, and I don't think that's fair. Like, I think, again, I understand your point. I get what you're saying, but I don't think, especially this fight, I wouldn't say that that's what that is. I can understand with the Khabib fights, those are a thing. With fucking who else was it? We know there's a lot of those fighters, but
GSP.
right, or Makachev, right?
No,
Um,
but see, Makachev goes for finishes and
well,
he'll stand. He'll stand.
but here's the thing though, like when he fought Poirier, right?
Yeah.
Like dude, there was times where he was just trying to hold him,
True.
right? And
No,
and but luckily for him, he eventually got the fucking the rear naked, right? I think that's what it was that he got him, or the
yeah,
forgot what he got him
but
with, but
but
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He still goes like, and of course he's still gonna fight kind of that way because he's
right,
from that region, so he
yeah,
fights that way. But he, out of all of them, out of Khabib, out of Ankalaev, who's not even from there, he's just from Russia. But
right,
you know what I mean? Like all these dudes, I think out of all of like the Eastern European dudes that just like lay and pray, I think Makachev, even though he does kind of do that sometimes in parts of his
yeah.
fights,
I
I
think
would
it's back
say
and
that
forth for him.
huh?
I think it's back and forth for him. Like he goes, sometimes it's like, oh, he's not doing it, and then other times you're like, you
But
know,
at least he's trying to break the mold. And this is
right,
coming from a not Makachev fan. But I
right,
still want to
yeah,
give him credit because I'm like, dude, at least he looks at his training partners like I would. And I'd be like, this is not gangster, guys. This is not like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just not like, and I understand they're at the top of the game. Like no one has an answer for it. So yes, that's true. But like, what the hell? Like, how are we giving Dominic Reyes the loss against John Jones, but then this fool gets it for smothering? Get the hell out of here. How are we giving Jared Gordon the win, the loss against Patty Pimlet, because it's obviously healthy for the UFC if Patty wins. So it's super close. This fight was way closer than the Gordon fight, but they gave it to Patty because that's good for business. And here, this was so close, and then you give it to Ankalaev, which is bad for business. It's bad for business. I said it. It's bad for business.
I don't think so.
It's not that you do or don't agree. It is bad for business, and then you just may not think so because you just don't know. But it
No,
is bad for business.
it's not. It's not, and this is the reason why. Because
Okay.
so here's the thing. Do you think he gets an immediate rematch?
He should. He better.
Okay,
But
well
but
that's the thing.
but I will say this. I don't know if Alex wins the rematch, dude.
Oh, why not? Because he wasn't gonna win. He didn't win. That's why.
He did win this fight. But
No,
again, an immediate rematch, like that's not that changes everything.
I guarantee. I don't guarantee, but I will say if I was a betting man, they give him the rematch, right? Depending
Mm,
on where they want to go, right? Because again, it's what's best for business. But I do think people want to see a rematch. I would like to see the rematch.
yeah.
So they grant the rematch, and I
Right.
think fucking Alex comes out more flat footed than he comes this time. I think now I'm not gonna say he's broken, but I
Mm.
think if Uncle Liev wasn't scared of him in the first place, now he's
He's
gonna be
less
like,
scared now.
right.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna be like,
Yeah.
dude, I fucking walked you down.
Mm.
Like you backed up. You
Yeah.
didn't hit me. You didn't crack me with anything crazy. Yeah,
Mm.
you stuffed my takedowns. Cool. That just means I can keep it standing. I'll blast your fucking legs again. You're gonna stand there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I do all that shit, which I think that is fucking cool when he throws the bow and arrow.
Yeah. It's
But
gangster.
again, I think unless he does something drastic in his game plan, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, like he's banking on on that whole fact that people are scared of Alex. Alex is a scary fucking guy, you
Yeah.
know. And if you don't know, like, dude, fucking what's his name, Strickland thought
Yeah.
that he was gonna go and fight him and put on a great show. Fool got
Yeah.
knocked the fuck out quick, like wobbled, and that fool was like, dude, I don't even know where I am, and then got
And then
defeated,
put out. Yeah.
right? Izzy,
Yeah.
right? And I'm a fan of Izzy, fight
Mm-hmm.
wise for the most
Mm-hmm.
part. Um,
Right.
in his head, he knew this fool was gonna beat his ass, right? And I
Yeah.
was thinking he wasn't. You were saying he was gonna Izzy was gonna lose. Izzy goes in there, gives a good performance, right? Again, he can go all 4 rounds, but that 5th round, at some point, Alex is like, nope, you're done. And lost,
Mm-hmm.
right? He got the
Mm-hmm.
rematch, he won that one. And again, Izzy was like wise enough, I guess, to be like, nah, I'm good. Like I don't need to get another one in. I'm good. I got one. We're good. Which
Yeah,
I
but
was
see,
like,
but so that's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. Like that just happens in rematches. It's sometimes again, like I do think Alex will be confident and not be. Actually, I kind of disagree with you in that I think I don't think he'd be worried as a takedown as much because he realized he can stuff them.
right,
But I do think there'll be a that whole like I'm just scary because I just look scary thing. Like that's not gonna work. And so then
right,
and now he knows it's not gonna work. And so now even though he's like more comfortable not doing the not getting taken down, I still
right,
think that like that advantage that he has with the stand up of just like terrifying dudes like deer in the headlights type of thing that doesn't work on Ankalaev. And then the
right,
other thing that doesn't work on Ankalaev was the low kicks because Alex was spamming low kicks too. And and
right. But he
and
wasn't
and
spamming like
Uncle
high kicks.
no,
You know
right.
what I'm
Where
saying?
was his high kick? Where, dude? See, that's the thing is like you're not gonna tell me the dude didn't throw. That was a bad performance. One
Yeah,
freaking high kick, he would have put Ankalaev down. One freaking high kick, he didn't throw one. What the heck, dude?
yeah.
What the heck, man? I'm pissed. I'm pissed about it. but it just, oh
It
man,
happened. It
it,
happened.
he won this fight though. He won this fight.
Okay.
He
Okay.
did. The
Yeah.
UFC, that's what I'm saying. It's like if he didn't win this fight, then there's so many other fights that just didn't happen the way they happened. Then just if we are to grant that that Ankalaev won this fight, then there's so many fights that we should overturn. Then we should just be like, whatever. Do we need to overturn this? This is crazy, dude. This is crazy, dude.
No.
Sue me, because I think that holding someone down is not exciting for a champion. For a
And I
champion.
and I
You know what I
agree
mean?
with you. I agree with
Dude.
you. But he
Yeah.
didn't win by that. He
Yeah, he did.
showed I can stand up and beat this fool's ass,
Yeah,
rock
but not
him.
again, they grant it by round. And if we go by rounds, Alex won round 1, 3, and 5. Fight me for it. He round 1, 3, and 5, dude. He didn't win any
Right.
other round.
Right.
1 and 5 is Alex. You know what I mean? Come on.
Right.
It's that
And
third round.
that's why he has the belt at home right now. That's why
Dude,
his 2 kids, and that was the thing I'll give him. I'll give him that he, again, I don't care for Alex just because I feel like he's so void of personality, which he's not, right? But I just
yeah.
feel like man, like if someone's like an asshole and they
Yeah.
just never come out and say I'm an asshole,
Mm.
like it can go either way. Some people are like, no, he's a great guy, but it's like, oh, what did he do that was so great? I don't know.
You're
Exactly.
right. Your Uncle Live is just overflowing with personality, dude. You're
But see,
so right,
he's
dude.
not like a fighter that I enjoy. Like I'm not like Uncle Goliath, yes. Like he's
Yeah, of
cool, but
course
he's
not.
not.
No
Yeah.
one is. No one is.
Okay,
Unless you're unless you're Russian or from that part, and then you know what? You know what's going to happen? This is why it's not healthy for the sport. This is why it's not healthy for the sport.
what?
And why it's not healthy for the sport is because the people that cheer on this type of bullshit, they come to watch only those fighters. They don't come. They're not like me and you. They don't watch every fight night. They don't watch the Contender Series. They're not watching every freaking fight card just because some freaking African is on it, or some Brazilian, or whoever the heck. No, they watch the Russian fighters that come, smother your fighter, and then leave, and then they don't come back for another 8 months, 11 months. They don't come back for another until another Russian fighter comes to come and
Yeah.
show the world how they smother everybody. And like, dude, get out of here, bro. Get out of
Who
like.
who
No,
hurt
I'm not
you?
gonna. No, I'm tired
Who
of
hurt you?
pretending. I'm just tired of pretending like I to be a diehard fan. Like you have to like this shit. Like no, dude. There's the Marabs. There's the people. Even GSP, who was boring. Still, he kind of like added some excitement. I mean, man, see, this dude is making me have to rethink how I look at GSP when I get out of here.
Who
This
hurt
is
you?
crazy,
Who
huh?
hurt you? Did someone smother you? Is that what happened? Did
I
someone
got
try to
smothered
smother
as a
you?
baby. I'll tell you.
And then you're just like you get fucking
No,
PTSD?
I just really I think it ruins the sport, man. I think it ruins the sport, and they needed it, just like the eye poke shit. People are like saying about the eye pokes and shit like that, and it's
Right.
like no, like you don't need new gloves. You just need to give consequences to eye pokes. You can't give them victories. They're
Right.
like, I wonder why eye pokes keep happening. That's because when people do it, they win. So it's like it should be when they do it, they lose. So,
Right.
but you're giving them the win. So then you're sitting there like, I don't know. Is it the glove? Is it the what is it? No, it's because you keep giving them fight bonuses for eye pokes. Are you insane? Like
Yeah.
with it's just it's these things are not healthy for the sport. Like, and again, I get it. It's a martial art or whatever, but
Right.
just shut the hell up then about like fighting. Shut the hell up about like combat and fighting. You're a martial artist. You are a martial artist. Like that's what it is, and
Well,
you love it, and you're good at it. You're really good, but you are not a fighter. You're not there for the fight. You are there for a martial arts bout, a match, and you want to win the match. And that I guess that's what I don't relate to is that if I was a fighter, when you are fighting, when you're training to fight, you're like, man, like I'm doing this. I want to get in the cage. I want to go and spar my homies, have amateur bouts. I want to have these bouts because I want to fight. I want to fight. Yes, I want to use martial arts as a vessel for the fight, but
right.
essentially I want to fight. I just can't imagine being in the gym with a dude telling me, literally verbalizing, yeah, I don't, yeah, that's the part I don't want to do.
Well, here's the
Yeah,
thing.
the fight part. I don't want to do that part. What do you want to do then? I want to do the martial arts and wrestling part and show the world my wrestling and I did my martial arts. And it's like,
But see,
okay, dude, I
that
guess.
was my thing with Ronda Rousey. Like
Why?
Ronda Rousey, there's my thing with Ronda Rousey. She had one move, two
Yeah,
moves.
but she finished every time.
Oh, okay. But that's what I'm saying. And again, it might be a slightly different, but to me, I didn't care watching her because I knew what was going to happen. It wasn't fighting. It was literally, I'm going to judo throw you and armbar. That's a
But see
fuck.
that but it's still a finish though. That's what I'm
No,
trying to
no.
say. It's like if
I get
someone,
it. You want a definitive finish.
yes,
And that's slightly different from what I'm saying, but it's also in the same kind of house. Ronda Rousey to me, and my homies would tell me like, "Hey man, if it ain't broke, why fix it?" Right? But it's like, dude, you watch her fucking judo throw somebody in an armbar. Granted, she's talented and she gets the win, but it's not fighting.
two things. I'll tell you, it is fighting because, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. So two things about the Ronda
Wait,
Rousey. Two things. One thing, even if minor, because she was so dominant at the time, and I'll get into
right,
that on my second point. But because of that, she's still, even though minor, there's still a window in which she has to risk the fight. You know what I mean? Like there's still that
right.
window of like, I have to get in here and I could get knocked out. Which again, when people figured her out, they did. And the thing that
When they
I was
fought
gonna
her,
say,
when they
huh?
fought her,
Yeah, no, but they had to realize how to keep it that way, right? To stay at distance, to not get grabbed by her, right? They had to figure
right?
that out. And that's my other thing is that um she kind of blew up women's MMA. So
For sure.
yes, there's gonna be nobody that has an answer for a while. You know what I mean? And I felt that
Right.
that was a natural progression. As soon as like she became famous and women's MMA kind of got bigger and bigger, yeah, then we had the people that figured her out and people that kind of evolved the sport, which is natural, right? Like
I get that.
before, huh?
No, I get that, but I just feel like it wasn't exciting to me. I was never a fan of Ronda. I understand her, her push for women's MMA and awesome. Like I don't knock her for that at all. I
Right,
just,
right, right.
to me, it was like, oh, we're going to have a point system, judo throw, armbar tap, we're done. And again,
Yeah.
cool, I get it. Like there is a finish. Yes, there is a
Mm,
finish, unlike these dudes who just hold you until the round's over and then they get a decision victory.
mm.
But to me, it wasn't exciting. Like, yeah, cool. Like you're great at arm bars, awesome. But like to me, it's still within that same vein to me because it wasn't exciting. Like the first couple of times, I'm like, damn, that's quick, and I can appreciate it. There's a difference. Like I can appreciate the skill and how it does. It's not something you just do on anybody. I
Right.
understand that, you know.
Mm,
And I
right.
understand your point too of like it started there and it progressed and then people were doing different things and
Yeah.
elevating the sport, for women,
Right.
right? But I don't know, I just wasn't a fan because again, she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking fight her and I'm gonna beat her,"
Yeah.
and then
True. True.
and then it was an armbar, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, you beat her,
Yeah.
but you didn't like beat her ass. Like you
Yeah.
fucking took her down, and we knew what you were trying to do. It wasn't like, damn, is she gonna ground and pound her? Oh shit, what is she doing? Oh, okay. She's just moving into another armbar. Got it.
No, and I think that was her downfall, right? Is that
Yeah.
she kind of moved away from what got her in the dance, and it got her to the dance in the first place. And I think that was her downfall, is because she was with around too many people that were
Throwing those
telling
whack ass
her.
punches.
Yeah, because I don't know if you remember, but towards the end there, like before she fought Holly Holm, I
Mm.
remember when she was like a lot of her coaches were coming out on interviews and they were saying how like she could beat up Conor McGregor with her boxing, and I was like, no, no, stop. Like stop gassing her up
You
like
like
this. She's gonna go in.
punch like this.
Yeah, she's gonna box with someone and then someone's gonna crack her head. And I feel like they knew it was Holly Holm, because Holly Holm, if you go back and you watch her trajectory to fighting
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey, I think they knew that she specifically was the antidote against Ronda Rousey. And I'll tell you why. It's because the two fights right before Ronda Rousey, Holly Holmes, I know the one right before. I want to say the two right before, but I know for a fact the one right before.
Okay.
She lost in a decision, but they gave it to her. They gave it to Holly Holm.
Okay. I don't
And
remember that, but okay.
yeah, and I want to say it was two fights, but it was definitely one where oh man, I see what's happening here. I
Right.
see what's happening. They need her to knock the shit out of fucking Ronda Rousey. Like they need to knock her out,
Yeah.
and they're gonna send in Holly Holm to do it. And that's why she's like she lost this one against another proficient striker. They gave it to her because it was like close enough where they could be like, oops, we gave her the win, you know, like I guess
Right.
you're fighting Ronda Rousey. And then Ronda Rousey went out with her mentality of like, I can beat up Conor McGregor now and Mike Tyson because my boxing's so good. And then they put her with
Uh,
Holly Holm, and Holly Holm just cracked her one good one. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, again, and hopefully, I mean, I feel like there's going to be some really good fights coming up, and I think the sport won't go into that trajectory that I think you're scared of, that it's just fucking lay and pray. But no, I understand. I agree that there are those fighters you're just like, oh, here we go, and
Yeah.
those aren't exciting. Yeah, those are for those elite, or I'm not elite, but a select group of people who are like, oh, that's what I've come to see. Total
Yeah.
smother domination,
Yeah.
and again, we
Yeah.
want to see someone get knocked the fuck out, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a knockout. I do like arm bars and fucking submissions and all that shit, but I want to see the chess move. I don't want to be like,
Yeah.
oh, you're just using this one fucking piece. Okay, got it. Like, like, yeah, I don't want to see checkers. I want to see some chess.
Well, I don't even mind. I don't even mind if it's one single move, you know, if that's the technique of the day, right? Just like Hoist Gracie, right? When he came in with his jujitsu, and it kind of elevated the sport, and that's all he
Right.
did, you know. He only did jujitsu, so I don't mind that
Yeah.
it's one thing. It's just when these dudes avoid the fight, but then also want to talk like they want the mess, they want the smoke. And it's like, no, no, you don't. No, you don't. You've developed a whole martial art, your whole art form. It's like the Brazilians have their jujitsu, right? The Thais have their Thai fighting, Japanese have their karate and their judo and everything else, right? Um, it's like these dudes develop their art form to totally avoid taking any sort of damage,
Right.
and probably not even giving as much either. Like that's their art form. And it's like, okay, I'm not gonna sorry. Like that's crazy. And I can give you mad respect for that as a martial artist. But then when I'm in my fighter brain, I give you no respect. I give you
Yeah.
no respect.
I get you.
Huh?
No, I get you. I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing is like, and I think again, like I said, I think it's not healthy for the sport. I think it's we need Alex to win the rematch, which I don't know if he does. I don't know if he gets
Right.
that done, but you know, it's uh it's a trip. I guess we gotta wait and see.
Yeah, I mean,
So
yeah, we'll see, and yeah, if he doesn't get it, I think there's some other people that will make it exciting and
I
put
mean,
Uncle Live in a position that he might lose it. So
yeah, I mean it's a good coming up. We have no one else. Yuri still has to fight Jamal Hill or somebody else. Like it's
right,
it's it there's it's I don't see anybody for Ankalaev. That's the thing why it's unhealthy for the sport, because John Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall. He doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall at a heavyweight, and and unless he gets like FU money, right? And
right,
so he has all the leverage in the world because the UFC doesn't have another person to fight Tom Aspinall. So they're waiting on John Jones, and Tom Aspinall is the interim champion. He's
right,
already defended his belt as an interim champion. This is unheard of because John Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall. But what was supposed to happen in a universe where like things happen the way they're supposed to happen,
yeah,
Alex was supposed to beat Ankalaev, and then now the UFC has leverage because now they have leverage on John Jones. They go, oh, you don't want to fight? Well, we'll get Alex to fight, go up a weight class and fight
right,
Tom Aspinall, which I think he loses. But
yeah,
at least that's a super fight, right? And it's a fight I would have wanted to see, right? And so, and then now I don't even think they make that fight. I just think with Alex beating Ankalaev, the UFC now has leverage against John Jones to make the fight that we actually want to see with John Jones and Tom Aspinall, right? And so again, you have these these smother queens like freaking dominating the sport, then yeah, of course. Look at Mario Batista, right? He just laid and prayed, and it, like, dude, it's so annoying. It's like, how is this coming back? This is so crazy. Like, I thought we got over the lay and pray Jake Shields era. Like, I thought we got over that, and like now we're back here again. This is, I'm that old. Yes, I'm that old. I remember the Jake Shields lay and pray era, and I'm annoyed about seeing this
Yeah.
resurgence in this type of fighting. It's so annoying, dude. It's annoying, man. It's whack.
I think you need to calm yourself down.
I do, bro. I do. I need to take a chill pill. I need to go sleep. I need to take a
drink,
nap.
drink a glass of rotten milk, and I think you'll be okay.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, right. Exactly.
But
Just
yeah,
find out if it's bad. But yeah, I think that's we'll see. We'll see what's up. But until next time, right? I guess we could wrap it up there.
yeah.
Close it out. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Until the next one. Peace out, everybody. I'm Daniel Rumbles.
And I'm S.A.G.A. Emcee.
This is the show no one asked for. Peace out, everybody.